Right now, there's a good chance you're sitting down. Maybe you're on your couch, maybe you're at your desk, or maybe you're lying in bed watching this video on your phone. It feels comfortable, safe, completely normal. After all, you've been sitting almost every day of your life. So how could something this ordinary possibly be dangerous? But what if I told you that the chair you're sitting on right now could be silently stealing years from your life, not because it's broken, not because it could collapse, but because every minute you stay seated, your body begins fighting a battle you can't see. Your muscles become inactive, your blood slows down, your metabolism starts shutting off, and your heart has to work harder than it should. The most frightening part? You don't feel any of it. There's no pain, no warning sound, no flashing red light telling you something is wrong. The damage happens quietly, hour after hour, day after day, until one day it finally catches up with you. And by then, it may already be too late. Scientists have spent decades studying what happens inside the human body during long periods of sitting. What they discovered completely changed the way we think about modern life. Study after study has linked prolonged sitting with a higher risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, and even premature death. But here's the part that surprises most people. You don't have to be lazy. You could wake up every morning, go for a run, lift weights, eat healthy food, drink plenty of water, and still spend the next 10 hours sitting in front of a computer. Many researchers have found that a single workout doesn't fully cancel out the effects of spending most of the day sitting still. Think about that. You can do everything right. And one habit you barely notice can quietly work against you every single day. But how did we end up living like this? To answer that, we need to go back thousands of years, long before office buildings, long before cars, long before smartphones. Human beings lived very differently. Our ancestors rarely stayed still. Every day demanded movement. They walked for miles to find food. They climbed hills and crossed rivers. They carried heavy loads, built shelters, collected water, escaped predators. Movement wasn't a workout. It wasn't a lifestyle choice. It was survival. And over hundreds of thousands of years, our bodies evolved around one simple idea: keep moving. Every muscle in your body, every joint, every organ was designed with movement in mind. Walking kept blood flowing. Movement kept muscles strong. It helped regulate blood sugar. It supported the heart and even improved brain function. Then, in what is only a tiny moment in human history, everything changed. Machines replaced physical labor, cars replaced walking, computers replaced movement, and entertainment became something we could enjoy without ever leaving our chairs. Today, many people wake up, sit during breakfast, sit in traffic, sit at work for 8 hours, sit during the drive home, then spend the rest of the evening sitting in front of a TV, or endlessly scrolling on their phones. Without realizing it, some people now spend more than 10 to 12 hours every single day sitting. The human body was never designed for that. And here's what makes this truly terrifying. The damage doesn't begin after years. It doesn't even begin after days. It starts much sooner than almost anyone imagines. In fact, within just 30 minutes of sitting, your body begins to change. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And what happens during those first 30 minutes may completely change the way you look at your chair forever. So, what actually happens the moment you sit down? At first, nothing. You feel comfortable. You answer a few emails. Watch another episode of your favorite show. Scroll through social media. Maybe you don't even move for half an hour. It feels harmless. But inside your body, a countdown has already begun. Within just 30 minutes, the largest muscles in your body, the ones in your legs and hips, begin switching off. Normally, every step you take forces these muscles to contract, and every contraction acts like a second heart, helping pump blood back toward your chest. But the moment you stop moving, that pump almost disappears. Blood no longer flows as efficiently. Instead, it begins slowing down, especially in your legs. You won't notice it. You can't feel it. But your circulation is already becoming less effective. And that's only the beginning. As your muscles become inactive, your body starts burning fewer calories. Even if your brain is solving difficult problems, your body has entered a low power mode. It's trying to save energy. That might sound helpful, but over time, it becomes a serious problem. Then something happens that most people have never heard of. Inside your body is an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. Its job is simple: break down fats in your bloodstream and turn them into usable energy. But after sitting for too long, this enzyme becomes far less active. Imagine a city's garbage trucks suddenly stopping. Trash would begin piling up everywhere. Something similar happens inside your bloodstream. Fat is cleared away more slowly. More of it gets stored, less of it gets burned, and over weeks, months, and years, that silent process can lead to weight gain. higher cholesterol, and a much greater risk of heart disease. But the damage doesn't stop there. After about 1 hour, your posture begins changing. Your head slowly moves forward, your shoulders roll inward. Your lower back carries more pressure than it was ever designed to handle. Your neck muscles tighten, your hips become stiff, and your spine starts losing its natural alignment. That's why so many people finish work feeling exhausted. Even though they barely moved all day, their body isn't tired from activity, it's tired from inactivity. But perhaps the biggest surprise has nothing to do with your muscles. It has everything to do with your blood. Every time you eat, sugar enters your bloodstream. Normally, your muscles quickly absorb that sugar and use it as fuel, but inactive muscles don't need much fuel, so the sugar stays in your blood longer. To fix the problem, your pancreas releases more insulin. At first, your body handles it, but if this happens every day, for months or years, your cells slowly stop responding to insulin the way they should. This condition is called insulin resistance. And for millions of people, it's the first step toward type 2 diabetes. The frightening part, this entire process is invisible. No pain, no warning, no dramatic symptoms. You could be sitting there right now, while your body is slowly changing, without feeling a single thing. And unfortunately, your muscles, your posture, and your blood sugar are only the first victims. Because the longer you stay in that chair, the more pressure is placed on the two organs that keep you alive every second of every day, your heart and your brain. So far, the damage has been happening quietly. Your muscles have slowed down, your metabolism has become less efficient, your blood sugar has started rising. But now, the consequences become far more serious. Because after hours of sitting, your heart begins paying the price. Your heart is one of the hardest working muscles in your body. Every single day, it beats around 100,000 times, pumping thousands of liters of blood to every organ. But your heart has a partner, movement. Every time you walk, climb the stairs, or simply stand up, your leg muscles squeeze your veins, helping blood return to your heart. It's like having thousands of tiny pumps working together. But when you remain seated for hours, those pumps stop working. Blood begins to collect in your lower legs. The longer you stay still, the slower your circulation becomes. Your heart now has to work harder just to keep blood moving. And over months, or even years, that extra strain can contribute to serious cardiovascular problems. But here's something even more alarming. Slow-moving blood has another danger. It can begin forming blood clots. Imagine a river. As long as the water keeps flowing, everything moves normally, but if the water almost stops, mud and debris begin collecting. Something similar can happen inside your veins. A blood clot may form in the deep veins of your legs. Doctors call this deep vein thrombosis, or DVT. Many people don't even know they have one. Sometimes it causes swelling, sometimes pain, sometimes nothing at all. But if that clot breaks free, it can travel through your bloodstream, straight into your lungs, blocking blood flow in a condition called a pulmonary embolism. Although this is uncommon for most healthy people, the risk increases with prolonged immobility and certain medical conditions. It's a powerful reminder that the human body was never designed to stay motionless for long periods. But surprisingly, your heart isn't the organ that suffers the most. Your brain does too. Most people think thinking is enough. I'm using my brain all day. But your brain doesn't just need mental activity, it also needs healthy blood flow. Every thought, every memory, every decision depends on oxygen and nutrients delivered through your bloodstream. When circulation slows, your brain receives slightly less of what it needs. The change is subtle. You probably won't notice it immediately. But after several hours, you may start feeling mentally exhausted. You lose focus. Simple decisions become harder. You read the same sentence again and again. You forget why you walked into a room. Your productivity drops, and you assume you're just tired. But sometimes, your brain isn't asking for more coffee, it's asking for movement. Scientists have also discovered that people who spend most of their day inactive are more likely to experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. One reason is that movement stimulates the release of chemicals like endorphins, which help regulate mood and reduce stress. That's why something as simple as a 10-minute walk can leave you feeling calmer, more focused, and surprisingly energized. Because movement doesn't just wake up your muscles, it wakes up your entire body. And that's exactly what makes prolonged sitting so dangerous. It attacks slowly, silently, without pain, until one day the effects become impossible to ignore. So, does this mean sitting is actually as dangerous as smoking? Not quite. And that's where one of the biggest misconceptions begins. So, is sitting really the new smoking? Not exactly. It's a phrase you've probably heard before, but It's also one of the most misunderstood. Scientists aren't saying that sitting is literally as dangerous as smoking a cigarette. What they're saying is something much more important. Modern humans spend an incredible amount of time sitting. And when that becomes your daily lifestyle, the health risks begin to add up. The real enemy isn't your chair. It's staying in that chair for hours without moving. Your body doesn't hate sitting. It hates staying still. Think about it this way. Imagine buying a brand new sports car, but instead of driving it, you leave it parked in a garage for 10 years. The engine begins to fail, the battery dies, the tires lose pressure. Metal parts slowly rust, not because the car was overused, but because it wasn't used enough. Your body works the same way. Movement isn't optional, it's maintenance. Every step you take, every stretch, every time you stand up, you're reminding your body what it was built to do. And the best part? You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a personal trainer. You don't even need an hour at the gym. Sometimes 2 minutes is enough. Stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Walk around your room. Stretch your back. Roll your shoulders. Take the stairs whenever you can. Walk while you're talking on the phone. Even these tiny actions restart your body's natural systems. Your muscles switch back on. Blood begins flowing faster. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Your brain receives more oxygen, and your energy starts coming back. Here's something most people don't realize. Health isn't built by one perfect workout. It's built by hundreds of tiny decisions, made every single day. A short walk, standing instead of sitting, choosing the stairs, stretching between meetings. None of those choices seem important on their own, but together, they can completely change your future. The truth is, technology has made our lives easier than ever before. Food arrives at our door, we work from home, we watch movies without leaving the couch, we can spend an entire weekend without walking farther than the kitchen. Convenient? Absolutely. Natural? Not even close. Because your body still believes it's living in a world where movement means survival. It doesn't know the difference between a prehistoric hunter and someone binge-watching videos for 6 hours. It only knows one thing. If you stop moving, it slowly stops performing the way it was designed to. And that's what makes prolonged sitting so dangerous. Not because it hurts today, but because it quietly steals tomorrow. So after this video ends, don't just scroll to the next one. Stand up, walk for 2 minutes, stretch your body, open a window, take a deep breath, because the next step you take could be one of the healthiest decisions you make today. Remember, your future isn't shaped by one big decision. It's shaped by the small habits you repeat every single day. And sometimes, the habit that changes your life is simply getting out of your chair. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to subscribe for more videos that uncover the hidden science behind the human body, the mind, and the world around us. Because once you understand how your body really works, you start making choices. That can change your life forever. Thanks for watching.